Okay. All right. So what I'm trying to say here is try to elaborate one or two more sentences, extra sentences. Okay. One or two more extra sentences. All right. Next. Okay. Maybe I will ask you, what festival do you like? What do you think? Is it, so can you answer like this?
My favorite festival is Tumbling Day.
Okay.
The Tumbling Festival because I can enjoy my traditional tumbling with my family and also can work together, work with my mother to make the dumpling.
Okay, good answer. You can say I enjoy I enjoy this dumpling festival, Chinese dumpling festival. We call it 粽子节. We give more information. You can say it is usually celebrated on the month of August. The reason why I enjoy this this festival is because first off, I love to eat dumpling, especially the ingredient they put in it. It just makes me mouth watering. Secondly is I enjoy the time spent with my mom, my family, when we together we make the dumpling. We can use that time to chat, to talk, which I hardly get during other school days. So I really treasure this festival. You can say something like this. Okay. All right. Any questions? No, we move on to the next. Good answer. So usually we will ask students to prepare more questions to ask their own friends, for example, related to family and relationship, literature. Literature means books, those books they read, sports, nature, environment, money, body image, technology, crimes, culture, and traditions, and many more. Because usually the exam questions, we are just trying to guess the questions, and student will try to, it will give the topic, and then student will do the practice among themselves. Okay, this is how they do the practice. For the next coming sessions, we will also do that. Give the questions, you answer, give the question, answer. I do a lot of practice with the students. Those questions I will show you next sessions. Next one. Topics such as, more specific one, your favorite social network. This one it can either come out in writing or it can come out in speaking. Okay, a memorable outing, a person you admire, a place you would like to visit, a favorite relative, your best friend, your favorite sports, your favorite gadget, your favorite local cuisine, a national holiday, beautiful art or music, a challenging situation. So we ask the students, so the student have to immediately come up with the question, with the answer. All right. Yeah, any questions on this part?
No.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Which question would you like to answer?
Oh.
Okay. Let me ask you. If let's say I ask you a beautiful music, art or music, how are you going to answer this?
Listening to song.
Okay. Yes. So how would you answer? What kind of beautiful art or music would you enjoy? What kind of music you think is it's a beautiful art?
I think the most beautiful music is the soft music or like such as piano or guitar sound. Because during my homework or doing chores at home, I will turn on some music to let me do my homework with very softly and also without stress.
Release your stress, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good try. You have the content, but make sure your sentence must be in full sentence. Sometimes you might miss out certain verbs. Okay, you can say during the time where I do my homework, instead of saying during homework, during my homework. During my homework, what do you mean by during your homework? During the time where I do my homework is a full sentence. I love to turn on the music. And the music that I normally that I normally listen to will be either the soft music, instrumental music, or the instrumental guitar music. I enjoy those music. To me, they are beautiful music. They can soothe my emotion. Soothe SOOTH 就是soothe means it can calm. Soothe means calm. It can calm me down. It can soothe my emotion. It can soothe my emotion, or it can soothe my emotion, or it can calm me down. And then you can say, and it also help release my stress. So because sometimes you miss out the verb, sometimes you miss out the subject. It is missing out. Sometimes it's you say it's sometimes release stress. Sometimes release stress. What do you mean by sometimes release it? Sometimes it releases. You may not necessarily have to use sometimes. It releases my stress. You have to use subject, verb, or predicate. Use simple sentence, but make sure you use in a complete way. If you are better, of course, you can try use complex sentence, compound sentence. Okay, because your sentence sometimes you are broken up. You miss out either the noun, the subject, or miss out certain verb. Okay, try to use a complete simple sentence at best. Okay, all right, good try. Next one. Yeah, any questions on this part?
No.
No, I think I would want to try one. National holiday, how would you answer? Okay, can you tell us more about your national holiday?
During the national holiday, I and my family and I will go into the museum. Right.
Okay, so like this one. Can you tell us more about your national holiday? So it's not so much of what do you do during national holiday. Okay, national holiday. So in Malaysia, what type of national holiday? Where does it? When is it? Do you know any national holiday? Malaysia, in Malaysia.
21st of August.
Yes, that is one of them, right? Malaysia national holiday, that means 全国都 the whole nation are on holiday, so we call it public holiday. So we have 31st of August. That is what 31st of August is Malaysia Day, right? National holiday, right? And also we have because why do you think so? You can give more information about that holiday. Okay, 31st of August. Or you can talk about Malaysia Day. We also have 16th of September, right? 9月16号. That is another national day. Okay. 31st of August is Merdeka Day, right? Merdeka Day. You can call it Merdeka Day. It's our national, free from being colonized by the British. And also other national holidays such as Chinese New Year, Deepawali, Hari Raya, Christmas. All these are national holiday. Okay, So you can talk about that holiday and give more information about that holiday. Okay, you got it? And then you can tell more about what do people normally do during that holiday. Then you can mention about you said you and your family go to visit. Then from there you can mention slightly more about that. But you have to give more information about a national holiday first. Okay, when is it? How do people celebrate it? So do we have parades? Parades 就是花车游行。Parades, processions parades 有没有 parades? Okay, do you watch parades or you only watch to the TV or to YouTube report broadcasting or to Facebook broadcast? And during that holiday, people also do countdown. Or is it do countdown? No. National holiday also the first day, the new year also, right? You can talk about that one. And also there will be fireworks also. Fireworks. 放烟花, all this. Okay, so if this is that questions given to you, what kind of national holiday would you talk about?
21st of August.
The 31st of August, right? So then you can talk about the parades, the fireworks, and what do people normally do during that day? Can you tell us more?
Shouting for slogan of America.
Yes. Okay, everybody was very happy. Okay, right? And also and how about parades? Do you know what is parades?
Yeah, 游行.
游行, right? 花车游行, all this. Do you watch it or do you participate in it?
I watched it
You
before.
watch it, right? Through online? Okay. Okay, all right. And also there's fireworks as well, right? It's a memorable holiday, public holiday. Okay, great. So let's talk about part 3. Part 3 discussion is 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, part 3. So you have to make sure that these are the 3 things you need to be included. Able to share opinion, elaborate ideas, give example. That means, in short, we use IEES method. I remember I mentioned this before, right? For part 3, each pointer you have to use IEES method, meaning you share the topic sentence first. After that, you elaborate it by using, give explanation after that about that topic and also give examples. Then you also need to agree and disagree. It's okay to disagree. If you are able to disagree reasonably, your marks will be good as well. Able to make a conclusion and decision, meaning both of you will come to a conclusion whether you agree or not about the choice that you and your partner made. Okay, I think this is the best way to blah, 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 blah. You can make a conclusion, you agree, and why you agree with that. Okay, so both of you are able to come to a conclusion and make the decisions. Next one. Okay, so let's say I'm giving this, hang on. Let me delete some of the names here. Hang on. Okay, now I want you to try out this one. Okay, so here are these questions. How can teenagers improve their social skills? Okay, social skill basically means ability to interact with others. Okay, there are 6 ways here listed. Of course, there are more than 6, but 6 ways are listed here. So can you read out these 6 ways?
Traveling, volunteer work, team sport, volunteer work, team sports, join drama club, join public speaking club, group work.
Okay, all right. So, and how do you start? You can start by saying there are many ways that teenagers can improve their social skills. One of the ways is traveling. So this is how you start. Okay, I'm giving this example to help you to start off with. Okay, you can start off the yellow one. And of course, for each right, you'll be given a time, a short time to look at the questions. Okay, so before that, you have to decide with your partner which pointers you will talk about. But make sure it's alternating. You cannot, I have students who do this. He say, okay, I want to talk about traveling, volunteer work, teamwork, team sport. And then his friend said, okay, then I will take on these three. Then what he did was, he misunderstood. He say the whole thing about traveling from traveling all the way to team sport. Okay, of course the topic is not about this one, it's another topic. So he talked about this one, and then leaving the other person talk about this. Then this one is not discussion. It's basically you are delivering your ideas only. So it's just like you are doing part 2. So this is part 3 is different. You have to alternate it. Alternate it means if you choose these 3 parts, right? Like traveling, volunteer, and team sport, and your friends choose these 3, right? So you make sure after you finish talking this one, you let then your friend will talk on this point. Then you can agree or disagree. Your friend can agree with or disagree with your point. Then he move on this point. Then once he finish, you can agree or disagree with this point, and then you move on to this point, volunteer work. Once you finish, right, your friend will agree or disagree with your thoughts, and then he move on this point, join public speaking club. After he share, right, you can agree or disagree, and then you move on to team sports. Once you finish, right, your friends have to agree or disagree, then he move on his last point, group work. Once you finish, right, you can agree or disagree. Do you understand the sequence?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, and 1 to 5 here, these are called the marking scheme. We need to see whether student can initiate discussion or not. This one got marks. It's all in the language communicative competency. Whether you can initiate discussion, you can say something like this, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the marking scheme. We want to see whether student can initiate discussion, whether student can express opinion, elaborate idea, whether the student can express agreement, express disagreement, and close a discussion on making decision. Student, if they are laying back, or they show laying back attitude, they don't want to start, they just sit there and wait passively, the student will not get the marks. So you have to learn to initiate the discussion. You can say, can you say these 3 points? Let's begin.
Let's begin our discussion. Let's discuss about our topic is.
Okay. Our topic is, how can teenagers improve their social skill? There are many ways. You can go straight to the point. Okay, you can use it. You can say there are many ways. Okay, I can add on here. Okay, you can say, let's begin our discussion. There are many ways that teenagers can improve their social skills. One of the ways is traveling. Okay, then you can start the points that you want to begin. But you make sure before that you have already decided with your partner which points you want to talk on, because time will be given to you. So you use your hand gesture to tell, okay, I speak on this, and then you do this one. Okay, then I agree on. So which one do we agree? Which one is the best way that teenager can improve their social skill? Let's say group work. Let's say group work. Do you agree with this one? Okay, your friend say, okay. All right, so then the interlocutor say, okay, let's begin. So you can start, okay? Start rolling the ball, okay? Now, express opinion and elaborating idea. Can you read out?
In my opinion, I would say that, for example, this is because.
And then express agreement.
You are absolutely right. I agree with you. You are right. It's true that I totally agree with you.
You're absolutely right. You're, okay?
Your.
Okay, next, express disagreement.
I don't see it that way. I have to disagree with you. You have a good point, but
Okay, I love the last one because the last one will be, so it's a bit slightly softer. Or you can say, I disagree with you. I think I partially agree with you. You can say something like that. You do not show completely disagreement, but you say, I partially agree with you. Or you can say, you have a good point, but I think blah 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 blah. You don't, even though you do not say I disagree, but people can understand you're actually you don't really fully agree with the person. But this is said in a softer tone of voice. Okay. Close a discussion, make a decision. Now, usually student will make a mistake here. Student will lay back, waiting for the partner, and the partner wait for them. So it's not good because the time is taken away. And then when the time is up, the interlocutor will say, time's up, let's move on to the next part. Then you lose mark on that. So you have to close the discussion, making decision. Can you say this one? It has been.
it has been an interesting discussion. To conclude, I guess is it's time to end our discussion. We have decided that blah 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 is the best way to blah blah.
Okay. Usually the question will be asked you the best way, the best method, okay, the best option, the best choice, the best. Because you have to decide among all these, which one is the best. Okay, is the best. Of course, you can disagree, but if you disagree, then your friend you have to discuss again. You don't really have that time. Okay, you don't really have that time. But if your friends really choose an option which you cannot really agree with that, you can disagree. There's no problem with that. So you have to tell why. Okay, so you have to make a decision. Then you have to persuade your friend to see your point. You persuade. You use that method to persuade your friend to see your point, and then your friend will say, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, then I agree with you. Then you spend a lot of time on that. Okay, all right. So up until this point, do you have any questions?
Yeah, like the last part. If my partner if she keep talking until I have no chance to say that, then the teacher will stop her.
If she keep talking right, then you lose your mark, no? Because you don't get the chance to speak. And she get the higher marks because she has the, so you know how to, you need, but of course you don't interrupt the person when the person say, but you can say, you can cut in skillfully. I sometimes I don't, this is actually not seen from my past experience. I've never seen any student who can talk to a point that they do not allow the partner to share their point. I have never come across these situations.
No,
Normally,
because
the
like
pardon?
during the trial, my partner, wow, she always keep talking, but there's no point one. And she
Ah,
speak until
oh,
and she speak until the teacher call her stop, she won't stop.
okay. So she has to do that. The teacher has to stop the person because it will also affect her marks as well, and also your marks as well, the time as well. Okay. So maybe because is she more affluent in terms of her speech?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? But she occupied most of the time, is it doing the talking? She dominate.
Mm,
She
yeah,
dominate
she just
the whole discussion. Is it
yeah, about that.
okay? She dominate most of the time. So which
No,
means that she did not even give you the chance to talk about your points. How can it be?
no lah, then that no lah, that I have chance to say mine lah. Just the discussion part, like the finally part, then she will just keep talking like that.
You keep
Because she
talking.
is candidate.
Oh, you mean the last question? Is it the very last question? Is it?
Yeah, the very last question.
Oh, the very last question. Yeah, the person is only given 1 minute, 1 minute to do that. And then you will be also given 1 minute to answer. That part is two minutes altogether. So you have to speak 1 minute, and she has to speak 1 minute. If she speak too long, and then that's the teacher who stop. That's the teacher's job. It's not your job. So the teacher has to say, okay, thank you very much. And what do you think, Chong Yuan? So then you get the chance to say. Do you understand what I mean? You don't worry, because that's the teacher's job. The teacher need to know to do the timing. Otherwise, if she use up the 2 minutes, right, then you don't get the chance to talk. Then it will be a disaster, because the assessor, how can the assessor evaluate you? Your evaluation will be, the sheet will be on for that part. There's no mark for that part. So that's the interlocutor's job. So you don't worry. So when she share, right, you steal the idea. Do you understand what I mean, steal? Steal the idea means you get the idea and then you elaborate on your own. Okay? So you are actually at the upper hand, because usually the second person who share, right, who get the most idea from the first person sharing. Are you the candidate, second candidate, or what?
I think I'm the candidate B.
Yeah, so you are at the upper hand. Okay, all right. But candidate A is no problem, because even if candidate A cannot share, right, for that the last questions, so only mention several points, and then candidate B finish. Then she said, "Oh, I would like to add on." You quickly jump in to save you from the marks, from the low marks. Okay, all right. So elaboration. So we have to come to this point. Elaborations, I already mentioned last time, IEES method. Okay, some people will say PEES. It's okay, it doesn't matter, as long as you introduce the point. So sometimes if you do not know how to do elaboration, teacher, I don't know what to say. I got mind blocked. Well, even if you cannot share the point, at least you can talk about, if you do this, if you don't do this, what will happen, right? Maybe you can share about pros and cons. Pros means what's the advantage and what's the disadvantage. At least you've got something to talk on. Or maybe you can say the reason. Give reasons. Give reasons is also another way to elaborate. Elaborations got several ways. I already mentioned in my last, I think I did it with you, right? Last time, right? So I'm not going to giving more here, but let's look at these points. Okay, so for each point, I would want you to think of the ideas. For each point, they are altogether 6. So I will start off from here. So now traveling. What would you like to talk about traveling? Improve their social skill. How can students improve their social skill through traveling? How? Can you give ideas? Think of the ideas. You have to think very fast because the time is actually not enough.
In my opinion, I think teenagers the ways teenagers to improve their social skill is
Okay, wait. You give me the pointer first before you give the full sentence. Give me the pointer. Traveling. What would you like to talk about for the traveling?
We can engage ourselves with some people culture and also their customs.
Just a moment. I use another. How am I going to? Hang on. Yeah. So noisy. I think my friend got some problem. Okay, let me go to here. Why I cannot find another color? Oh my gosh, what's going on? Oh. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this one, traveling. Yeah. Okay. All right, traveling. What is the point?
We can engage ourselves with like learning people culture and customs.
Learn cultures and customs. Okay. What else?
You can communicate with other people.
Communicate. Communicate with the local people, is it?
Yes.
With the local people, and through communicating, 就是 this one. Via communicating with the local people, you learn about the cultures and learn about their cultures and customers via communicating with the local people. Okay, any more?
We can have the feeling like going to it's different that we study by book.
Right, the feeling. What do you mean by feeling? Say again, I cannot get it.
Like we
Okay, think
no,
about this. Think about this. If they don't travel, what will happen to the person?
they don't know the better situation of the world.
Okay, so they have limited, okay, knowledge of the world, right? Limited knowledge of the world. Okay, great. You're done with the first part. So let's move on to of course, if the person travel, what will happen? Travel a lot, what will happen? If the person travel a lot, okay, this one's for those who have never traveled. Okay, for those who have never, but this one, some people will disagree. Limited knowledge of the world if we only know about our own world. 你是知道自己的世界罢了，你的国家。Your own world means the place where you live, your own country. Okay, know about your own country or your own world, your own country. Okay, all right. So if we travel, or so traveling can help us to know more about the world, know more about what? Know more about the world and what is happening to the world. So how does this relate to social skill? How does this relate to the social skill? Looks like how? You make sure that you have to, is this related to the social skill?
Social related.
Is related
like because,
how?
Like social skill we cannot learn from the book, and when we go into traveling we can know the knowledge of the world and also can know about other people's country. During that time you also be more confident to communicate with other people.
Yes. So that means this whole part, right? This one, you can actually, you have a lot of, you have a lot of knowledge, okay, to you have a lot of knowledge to share when you interact with people, okay, with people, okay. So this one, this is the first point. I will share this with you. I'll forward this to you. This one is this point. Okay. Okay. So if we have limited knowledge, we have nothing to share. We have nothing to share if we have limited knowledge of the world. So these are just okay. So this is the full sentence, but later on I'm going to type the simplified one. Okay, so this is about traveling. Okay, you get this one? All right, traveling. All right. So now can you talk about traveling this point? Can you start off by saying this one? There are many ways that teenagers can improve their social skill. One of the way is traveling.
There are many ways that teenagers can improve their social skill. One of the way is by traveling. If during traveling to other people or local country, we can also learn about their culture and customs of it. We are communicating with the local people. We can learn a lot of knowledge to share when we interact with other people. If we know more about the world and what is happening to the world, this will also increase your social skill to communicate with other people. And we also have nothing, if we have nothing to share, we have.
You just follow the sentence you do, okay? You just follow the sentence.
You have a lot knowledge to share when you interact with people if you know more about the world and what is happening to the world. And also we have nothing to share if we have limited knowledge of the world if we only know about our own country.
Okay, this one I have to be consistent because just now I use we, so we use we here. Okay, and this one is not woo, it's world, not war, it's world. Okay, and this one you have to make sure it's in a full sentence. We can one of the ways to improve their social skill is by traveling. We can learn about, you can say we can learn about, useful sentence we can learn about their cultures and customs via communicating with the local people. Okay, via communicating with the local people when we travel to their country, this one is, so I add on when we travel to their country. Okay, now your full sentence. Okay, if I use short sentence, right, then your sentence will break up. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. Can?
Can.
Okay, so next. So you make sure that you need to add on, make it in a simple sentence. Via, you learn about this word, right? Via means through. If you don't know the word, you can use through, also can. Through communicating with the local people when we travel to their country. Local people 是当地人。我们去到他的 country， 我跟当地人沟通，我就可以学到他们的文化咯。有没有？ So all your answer has to it has to relate to the questions. So how to improve social skills? Social skill means interacting with other people. You have to talk. You have to do a lot of talking, either sharing, okay, talk to other people, communicating, and also sharing. All this related to the social skill, right? Okay. All right. So next point, volunteer work. What would you talk about volunteer work? Volunteer work, what is it about?
Volunteer work, like we go to help the orphanage.
IES method. This one is the I method. Introduce the point. Introduce the point. Okay, introduce the point. What is it about? Like going to the...
We can go to, but this example, right?
You need to explain what the volunteer work is about.